those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Barrera, and I am the Director of Library Services for the City of Amarillo. Thank y'all so much for taking the time and joining us on this very special day to celebrate the grand opening of a long-awaited makerspace. So, some of you already know this. Some of you already know this, but I am the daughter of a library director myself. So I literally grew up in libraries, and they have changed a lot over the course of, I'm not going to say how many decades my life and career encompass, but trust me, it's a sizable chunk of time. One thing that hasn't changed is that libraries have the power to transform lives, and to have a space where people can come in to learn new skills, to build, create useful and beautiful things is just the latest incarnation of that goal for us here at APL. Now, this wonderful project would not have been possible without the financial backing of several awesome organizations. The Amarillo Area Foundation, the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the Texas State Library and Archives Commission, the Friends of the Amarillo Public Library, and the City of Amarillo. So we thank them all so much for their generous support. Speaking of the city, we have with us today Mayor Ginger Nelson, and I would like to invite her at this time to share with us some of her thoughts on this new service to the community. Thank you, Amanda.
First of all, I want to give Amanda and her team, Stacy, and I just think y'all are doing a fabulous job. A couple of things I want to say about that. You know, organizations who are not willing to change, whether it's a church or a charity or a library system, those are the organizations that ultimately die and fail. Because life is all about change. And as life changes, you have to change your organization in order to stay relevant. So I want to say especially thank you as part of the city team for envisioning how the libraries stay relevant. Now, once you did that, then it was scary. You figured out what needed to change. How do we actually accomplish it? And then I want to say to you, thank you for something that I see the city staff doing more and more and more, and that is saying yes and. So instead of saying, well, no, we can't do that because, instead they reframe their problem or they reframe their challenge in a yes format. And then the and part are the details of, well, we'd like to do it like that, but we don't have an unlimited money tree, so we'll have to do it like this. But you're still saying yes to the vision of what needs to happen. And so I'm seeing the library team through this makerspace embrace a culture of change, which is so important to the success of an organization, and they're using their yes and voice, their yes and thinking to say, well, here's what we need to do, how are we going to do it? You did it through writing grants, you did it through approaching these partners who so generously stepped up. You made this happen with your vision and your leadership, but most importantly, your tireless determination. So thank you all I just want to say, Amanda, to all of your team, thank you for doing this for our city. It's an excellent project. I can't wait to see it happen. Now, what kind of impact is this going to have on our city? Well, who knows? I think the sky is the limit because you never know what someone sitting at a sewing machine is going to actually open before they're the next designer and putting out product from their world headquarters right here in Amarillo, Texas. So if we don't provide a place for those beginnings to happen, never look down on a small beginning, right? I think this place is all about small beginnings and it has tremendous potential. I'm so pleased, so pleased. Okay, so that's what I had. Let me make sure I checked off everything. Oh yes, I see Beth Duke here, and she is all part of that too, as far as I can imagine and envision things being sewn here or made here or laser printed here, being sold at community market, even before the end of the summer. And so people will start entrepreneurial ideas and experiences because we've invested in this space. I love also that the construction of the space is a great example of the cooperation that we have between our departments. Kevin Starbuck, how many city departments do we have?
I believe we're 33.
Yeah, and somewhere a little bit over 2,000 employees. So the city itself is a big organization. And when you see the departments work together, like facilities and library have worked here, or like at the vaccination clinic, we had about 10 different departments working together. That's a sign to me that organizationally, our city is healthy. We are working together, not working in silos. So great job of showing us that cooperation. I also think it's fantastic that this space is gonna be skilled. You have to learn how to work all of these machines, and staffed by library personnel. We did not increase our budget at all in order to cover this space, and that's the ingenuity and the leadership of our library team. And then, of course, we're grateful to the Amarillo Area Foundation, the Friends of the Amarillo Public Library, man, they're a fantastic organization. The Texas State Library and Archives Commission and the Institute for Museum and Library Services for providing funds to make this library project a reality. It is part of our library, isn't it, Amanda?
It is.
And our library is such an important part of our city. So thank you all for being here today. I'm gonna hand it back to Amanda.
Okay. Thank you. Mayor Nelson just mentioned our wonderful team in the city, and I would be remiss if I did not thank and acknowledge our facilities department for their role in the makerspace. They took what was an office space, and where we are right now was the seating area for our magazine and newspaper section. And I think we can all agree that they transformed it into something truly exceptional. So, to talk about the making of the makerspace, we have Jerry Davenport, who is the Director of Project.
Well, first I want to say thank you to Amanda. What a great opportunity for us. She came to us with a vision. We worked on that vision. Then we trashed that vision, and we worked on that. And we trashed that one. We went through about 4 or 5 different versions before we finally got to a point. It was important for us to understand what her vision was and what could we do to accomplish that vision. And also understand what her budget was and what could we do within that budget. So we were excited to work with Amanda and her team. They were fantastic to work with. You know, one thing we were cognizant of, there was a lot of different equipment that was going to be in here, and a lot of technical equipment that would be in here. So as you look around the space today, take notice, there's more power here than you would see just about anywhere. There's more data ports that are here than just about anywhere. She has the ability and flexibility to do additional stuff. That's the reason you see the cords hanging from the middle of the room. Her development and expansion in here, due to their vision and the way that they shared it with us, was fantastic, and I think we were able to reach the goals that we had from both parties, and we're excited to be a part of it. Very grateful that Amanda and her team felt comfortable to reach out to us, and we're happy to move over for them. Amarillo's a great city. Not everybody has this kind of stuff, and when your city, as the mayor said, works together to bring this up, I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Thank you. To look around, but we're now going to release you into the wild so you can do some exploring in earnest. Our wonderful, wonderful library team has been mentioned. If y'all want to wave so they can see you, they're going to be positioned throughout the room to answer your questions, provide any additional information that you might need to tell everybody you know about what you see and learn today. So enjoy, y'all. Thank you again so much for joining us. Final housekeeping bit. We do have refreshments just down the hall in room A if y'all would like to partake after you look at the makerspace. Y'all enjoy.